as April comes to a close, the front field is quite rich. This has been mowed in January, and then not again since. The result being a very lush ecosystem. From the great oak down to the floodplain and the creek that is intermittent because it serves as runoff to the urbanity which feeds this, which we call the Rocky Point Recharge Zone. The neighboring businesses are precise in how they keep things clean. When they do trimming jobs, they do them very effectively and neatly. There are no threats. It hasn't been dry enough for this stuff to become kindling, dry enough to, be a fire risk. Often, they are able to mulch them directly into the field, which is the preferred way to go here. We are lucky that people don't come and dump, and it might be because of vigilance on my part and the part of the local businesses. But still, all this trash comes from people dumping over there on De Zavala, and it is basically a landfill for this garbage. It's not moving anywhere unless I or you or someone comes out here to clean it up. Now, they've done a fine job of caring for their area. The fox could easily be in there as well, frankly. But I think I can get around to that side. We'll drive around and see. So today we are hunting for the fox. That's what we're doing. And while doing so, we're observing some habitats, shall we say, within the Rocky Point Recharge Zone. Those look like some prints. Now, this is going to be a longer video than normal, but it is also a view of the recharge zone we haven't filmed yet. I don't come out this far very often, but when I do, I like to get footage and to investigate as much as I can. Now, the fox could easily be going under there as well. Now, here's some great snake territory, I would say. This could easily be housing snakes who could. It's almost perfect for them. You can stay over there and then come and hunt here, which is exceptional. Lots of garbage. I'd like to put together a small group of people to clean this stuff up. We could come once a week. I do love these Texas poppies. And here we go. This is what's bringing everything now, the wildflowers of May. I bet you there's insects in here. I'd say like that. Pollination. Pollination. All creatures great and small. Down here is the area where I saw some digging and clawing, which I do believe is the fox. The fox is big. Okay, guys. The fox is not small. Another great home for snakes, but this one a little too pointy. All this bristle tad sharp. Also hard to clear, frankly. Certainly can't do it without gloves. Lots of garbage. Lots of garbage. Creek is dried up. So what will happen now is those deep pools we've seen deep inside, they'll still have water, shaded as they are by the wood. These have dried up, and the ones as you go down the creek will dry up, or did at least in the past, and now seem to exhibit enough depth so that there's now standing pools over there on the other side where there weren't before. And as you see, this is how they get deeper each time. Deeper, 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 deeper. A lot of, really, I'm not sure what's in that, what's collected there. It doesn't look good. Could be just caliche, but I don't think so. But those pools on the other side are now staying, and lately the pools within the bridge have been year-round, which is how it's possible to have the tadpoles to frogs, which now brings and includes the snakes and the egret. Trying to follow the path here of the deer. Is that a bone of some kind? Yeah, that digging I saw, here it is. Could very easily be the fox. Here and again there in that entranceway, or hole, or burrow. Boy, life is rich, and about to get much richer here in the front field of the Rocky Point Recharge Zone. Active mulching is happening. Barn swallows. Now, if they're active, there must be some water, or at least some insects flying around that they can feed on. Hirundo rustica. What a lovely name they have. Yeah, still some there, not much. But my guess is we've got some frogs and tadpoles and some things going on in there. And that is what the barn swallows are left with on this side. However, the other side, which is considerably more shaded, you can see the pathway of the deer, is, look at that, that's the pathway of the deer, very clearly cut through the, it's interesting that they stick to a line. There is a lot of shading going on now, which is nice. And plenty of water and greenery shading the bits of the bridge. Which is really what's allowed this ecosystem to enrich and diversify. Man, they're hard to film. Incredibly fast, the barn swallows. And that flash of the color of their bellies is what gives them the rustica. Hirundo rustica, the barn swallow. So the beauty of our perches here, both the natural ones that they have allowed to grow, the owners, and the couple of dead sticks I've stuck in there to add perches, so that we have a vantage point here for videography and so on, attract these bee catchers and tiny birds who feed upon various insects in the field until they're driven away by larger birds or captured and eaten by the fox, perhaps, or by the omnivore here, or by a hawk. So we have hawks, also quite territorial, in the wood. So an ecosystem here that's so clearly defined by the borders of urbanity can only sustain a certain number of species. And, of course, many die off. We've been blessed in the last 2.5 years to have great wet weather, and El Nino year was in there. And the result is that this field is starting to get very rich, which is why I think we need to care for it. The RPRZ, the Rocky Point Recharge.